I'm Stephen Brooks. I'm a 1986 West Point grad, and Tom Kent reached out to me, and I set up a meeting with him to learn about his business. I had been casually looking in the job market, but not having much success. So I initiated a call with Tom to try to do some better networking and get a better understanding of what I was looking for in future work. And then I had the very unique, distinguished opportunity to become Tom's first client who lost his job while he was in counseling. So I got laid off, the week after my first call with Tom. And so that changed our focus a little bit, but then we started working on what to do. I think the biggest issue that I faced was I don't see myself as a salesperson. So when I reach out to people, try to network that I've done in the past while looking for new opportunities, I always feel like I'm imposing on them. So a good part of it was getting an understanding with Tom on how to work my network and not feeling like being in imposition to them. So that was probably one of the biggest issues, was just overcoming that mindset and coming across figuring out what the ask was going to be when I was having a network call. The biggest thing probably with proceeding was, I just wasn't sure about the value for the money was one thing that I was concerned about. Was I going to be able to do that? Was Tom going to be able to help me through that? I know, my wife is a business coach and she's tried to help me with this issue as well, but it's probably a spousal thing where, have wanted to take advice from your spouse isn't always received as well as from a third party. So I think going out to the third party was a help. That was a good thing to give it a shot to try to change my perspective on that. I think the biggest results, and apologies to Bob Dylan, but I'm going to use his little signs. So first sign, 443 up 46%. That's the number of connections that I added to my LinkedIn profile when I started. 105 days. That's how long it took me from when I got laid off to when I got an offer letter. Greater than 100. So greater than 100 networking, either direct people-to-people meetings or phone calls that I did during that 105 days. 51 job applications that I submitted during that 105-day period. 8 phone interviews with companies. So this might have been multiple interviews, but 8 companies that I phone interviewed with. 3 companies that I interviewed on site with. 1 runner-up. I was second place in the running a machine shop for a company. And then finally, 1 job offer. So I start as a chief operating officer for a company. It's called Littleton Coin Company, and it's a coin collecting company of which I have no previous experience doing that, but they are in the direct to market coin business. They really liked my background in optics and photonics to be able to use vision systems to help with the coin inspection to ultimately speed up the process and hopefully save them money. Working with Tom, coming up, what are the specific asks that I'm going to have in this call with this type of person, or here are the types of people that I should address. And by working through that with Tom and having the calls, I was then able to really drive my focus down to the ultimate position that I was looking for and the ultimate position that I did land. So to me, Tom is able to help you focus your effort, focus your activity, make it very worthwhile in a very concise time frame. As you can see from my numbers that I shared, ultimately I was responding to a LinkedIn ad that got me hired. But having the confidence of the 100+ phone calls and networking interactions, I feel going into that interview and meeting with 10 or 12 folks at the new company, that I came across very confident, very comfortable. I was very relaxed, and having that just overall confidence in delivering my message, I think was a good benefit that Tom helped me deliver.